We've asked God for forgiveness. Now we're going to state why. And as I said, I have a pretty important question to ask. We're about to confess a bunch of sins. Why do we publicly confess to doing things that we never really did? You're about to hear a whole list of things that most of you have never done or even thought about doing. And we're going to do even more. Not only are we admitting that we did these things, but we're going to confess our sins in alphabetical order. Now, who actually does that? Now, as we're saying these things in alphabetical order, both in Hebrew and in English, we should strike our heart. But please don't make a bruise. You're just tapping it like that. Not too hard. Just to say, yeah, I'm wrong. So at the bottom of page 234, I ask you to stand up. And actually, it's on the top of page 235. Page 235 at the top in the Hebrew. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, Hevinu, Behirshanu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Tafanu Shakir. At that point, we've gone through from Aleph to Tet, only partway through the alphabet, but let's go over to the English, page 235 at the top. We abuse, we betray, we are cruel, we destroy, we embitter, we falsify, we gossip, we hate, we insult, we jeer, we kill, we lie, we mock, we neglect, we oppress, we pervert, we quarrel, we rebel, we steal, we transgress, we are unkind, we are violent, we are wicked, we are extremists, we yearn to do evil, we are zealots for bad causes. That was just some of the things. You can have a seat right now. We've done these things wrong. But that's not enough. If you look closely on the next couple of pages, I only have a little bit of an introductory, but on 237 we have what's called the long confession. This goes on for 2 pages. Also in alphabetical order, double. So it's Aleph, Aleph, Bet, Bet, Gimel, Gimel, Dalet, Dalet, all the way through. And every line begins, Al Chet, for the sin, Al Chet shechatanu lefenecha, for the sin that we have committed against you or sinned against you, and it gets a statement there. And in between, at certain points, we add in, for all these sins, forgiving God, forgive us, pardon us, and grant us atonement. This is the longer one. And again, I'll ask you to stand up. And as we read it, tap. Don't pound, just tap your heart like that. So, page 237, we rise at the top. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha ba'ones uvratzon, be'al chet shechatanu lefanecha be'imutz halev. We have sinned against you willingly and unwillingly. We have sinned against you through hardening our hearts. We have sinned against you through thoughtlessness. And we have sinned against you in idle chatter. And we continue with a whole bunch of others, and we're now in the middle of page 238. We have sinned against you through empty promises, and we have sinned against you through baseless hatred. We have sinned against you by betraying trust, and we have sinned against you by succumbing to confusion. For all these sins, forgiving God, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. You may have a seat. Having stated exactly what is wrong, what we have done wrong, and basically, why are we doing this? Wait until you come in tomorrow and I hope to tell you that. We now conclude our requests by making a statement that we are now hoping for the best. On page 240, at the bet in the middle of the page, we have a very special poetic poetic statement or prayer called Hu Ya'anenu, He will answer us. I'd like to read that one in English. And it goes back and forth over and over again. At the bet, may the one who answered Sarah pass the time of her youth, Hu Ya'anenu, He will answer us. May the one who answered Abraham on Mount Moriah, Hu Ya'anenu, He will answer us. May the one who answered Isaac, their son, bound on the altar, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Rebekah as her sons struggled within her, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Jacob at Bethel, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Leah in her loneliness, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Rachel, desperate for a child, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Joseph, abandoned in prison, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered the Hebrew midwives as they stood at the birthing place, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Yocheved, having faith on the bank of the Nile, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered the people Israel on the shores of the sea, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Moses standing on the slopes of Sinai, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Miriam with her well of water, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Aaron offering incense to God, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered Pinchas seeking his place above the crowd, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered the daughters of Zelophehad standing their ground, Hu Ya'anenu. May the one who answered those who are righteous, upright, decent, and compassionate, Hu Ya'anenu, may He answer us. And with that, we now come to something that is almost unheard of. It is the night of Yom Kippur. It is a fast day. Avinu Malkeinu, which is said throughout the 10 days, except on Shabbat, is said at night only on Yom Kippur. And that's what we're going to do. We're on page 243. The Avinu Malkeinu is a very important and powerful prayer. The article is open for it. Page 243, we rise. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha, Avinu Malkeinu, Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata. We switch over to the English. Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned in your presence. Avinu Malkeinu, we have no sovereign or ruler but you. Let's get down to where it is in red. Actually, not in red, just above it. There's a break in the middle of the page in the English. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us for good in the book of life. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of sustenance. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of merit. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of forgiveness. And we're now on page 244, 4 lines from the top in the Hebrew. It's also in the transliteration in the red at the top on page 244 on the English side. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, have mercy on us, answer us, for our deeds are insufficient. Deal with us charitably and lovingly, and redeem us. You may have a seat. We have now come to the end of what makes Yom Kippur night so special. We're not quite done with the service, but we're not actually going to finish the service, because for that you can follow the main service, which should still be going on if you're doing this the same evening. But on 246 we have the conclusion, which is the Aleinu L'Shaber that we all know, and that is followed by the psalm for the season, which is found on page 248. You can read these on your own. But we don't actually end the service. Technically, we take a break. We've been at this for a long time this evening, the main service even longer. We take a break and take a nap, and we come back tomorrow morning and continue what we were doing. But this is our Kol Nidre night, the holiest evening in Judaism. And we'll come back tomorrow and learn a little bit more.